Good morning, everybody. It's hump day. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday morning. Happy Wednesday morning. Got a word for you on this morning. You know, this week we are dealing with relationships. We're talking about Solomon and how he deals with relationships and build relationships. So we're going to give Facebook Live a few seconds to get the audience together, and we're going to jump right into the word this morning. Now, I'm going to give you the text, the talk, and the takeaway. You know the drill. If you're a Manna fam, you already know what I'm going to do. You already know. So you know what you got to do. You got to share. You got to give the comments. Got to give the revelation that you're getting. And you got to do all of the hearts and the likes and all of that kind of stuff. Kind of lets me know that I'm speaking a word into your life. And we're dealing with this whole week from the text Ecclesiastes 4:12 and following or so. And we're talking about relationships. And today we're going to get into fight or flight. Fight or flight. So let's get Facebook Live a couple of more seconds to get the audience together. Then we're going to get right into the word this morning. How you doing today? It's hump day. You're going to make it through this day. Today is the first day of July. And I spoke this word this morning into our prayer time. And that is July, you're going to act right. July, you're going to line up. You're going to square up. You're going to act right. These 31 days, I'm going to find favor in this month of July. Who's with me? Who can I be in agreement with? That July, you're going to straighten up. I'm going to find all that God has for me in July, and it's going to work right. Hey, let's get into the word this morning. Let's get into the word this morning, and it's the text, the talk, and the takeaway, talking about fight or flight. Who has your back? Who has your back? Here it is, Ecclesiastes 4:12. Ecclesiastes 4:12. One can be attacked and easily defeated, but two can stand back to back and conquer. One can be attacked and easily defeated, but two can stand back to back and conquer. Okay, the month of July, you're going to conquer some stuff. It's a fight or flight this month. And you're going to need the right relationships in order to get that done. So I got three things. It's the text, the talk, and the takeaway. Here is the talk about the text as to how you're going to win this month in July. You better find a friend that's going to deal with these three things. Find a friend that is going to help you in the fight to win. Now, before I share that, I want to give you a little bit of data. You know, Solomon is always talking about these relationships, and he's saying, look, when you're looking for one, you're going to get in a fight. Now, the data tells us if you live to be about 90, maybe you'll make 82, 84 years old or so, you're going to meet about 100,000 people in your lifetime. About 100,000 people in your lifetime. Meeting that many people, you better make sure that you hook up with the folk that's willing to fight. Three things. First thing is this. Find somebody that's going to fight for you. That's going to fight for you. What do you mean, Bishop? This is what I mean. You know, some folk will not fight for you if you're not around. In other words, if you're not around, they got everything negative to say. They're kind of iffy about you. No, when you start finding and looking for somebody, you find somebody that's going to fight for you, even if you're not in the room. If I'm not in the room, I need somebody that's going to fight for me. Now, as you know, I'm a 21 and a half year retired Air Force chaplain. And I remember that my mentors would be positioning me to move my career along. And one of my mentors that would get me, move me into various jobs that were promotable jobs. I ended up being a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force before I decided to get out. And he said this, before I decided to retire. He said this. Now, Chaplain Dudley, we left a lot of blood on the floor for you to get this job. I wasn't in the room when they were determining who was going to get this promotable job, whatever that job might have been. He says, we left blood on the floor. You weren't there, but we fought for you. You want somebody that's going to fight for you when you're not in the room. When you're not in the room, leave some blood on the floor. Leave some blood on the table, baby, because you were fighting for me. Here's the second thing. The second thing is you need to find somebody that knows how to fight. They know how to fight. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God, pulling down the strongholds, the vain imaginations that build themselves up against the knowledge of God and the knowledge of Christ. You better get somebody that know how to fight. Now, that means that you need to find somebody that can get on their knees. Where there's two or three together, that ain't no attendance in church. That's who is in agreement concerning the word of God. You don't need to get anybody that don't know how to pray, that does not know how to go in, that does not know any word. Yeah, they're good people to go to movies with. You can go shopping with them kind of folk. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can be Facebook friends with them. But when it comes down to a fight or flight, find somebody that knows how to get on their knees and call on the name of the Lord on your behalf. My mom used to say, I'm going to call the prayer warriors, son. I'm going to call the prayer warriors. And there was a sense of comfort that I had when she said that, because she was calling the folk that knew that this is a spiritual battle. This ain't no talking battle. This is a spiritual battle. So what do you need when it's fight or flight? Find somebody that's going to fight when you're not in the room. Find someone that knows how to fight spiritually, not carnally. Here's the third thing I want to share with you. Find somebody that knows how to fight even when the odds are against you. When it looks like you ain't going to get out of this thing or make it. This is what Elias said to his servant. When his servant looked over there and saw, my God, Elias, we're not going to make it out of this. Elias said, look over there, son. Hey, check that out. Look over that mountain ridge. Don't you see them chariots? They are more with us than they are with them. You better understand something. When the odds are against you, find somebody that can look out over the spiritual landscape and look on the ridge of the mountain and find the chariots of fire. Is more with us than it is with them. What's your takeaway this morning? When you are in a fight or flight situation, and as Solomon said, you're going to lose if it's just you. You better get somebody that has your back so you can conquer. Then who you going to get? You better find a Moses. You better find a Joshua. You better find a Peter. Yeah, cousin Peter. You better find a Paul. Because those are the folk that know how to fight. Those are the folk that took people out. Leave Nathaniel, leave the Bartholomews. Those are the silent folk, and you don't ever hear from them in the 12 disciples. No, you're good to go to the movies with, baby. When it's time to fight, come on, Peter. Cuss if you want, baby, but get that sword, because we got to go in, and we going to win. Find somebody that's going to fight and not flight. Hey, the Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. Your back might be against the wall. Find someone, because two can conquer when one will be defeated. Got more for you on tomorrow morning with more Morning Manna. God bless you. Share the manna now.